Ha! Yes! Hello! Can you guys see me now? Chat, can you see me? Chat! Hello! Oh my god, it's fucking shit. I don't know why that... I don't know why, but that makes me so mad. Yeah, I don't know why, but this... it's just the shit that this program sometimes provides is just beyond the joke. It's beyond a joke. And all I wanted to do was just configure the video, and I accidentally clicked something else that I didn't mean to click. That was it, guys. That's the only mistake I made. Oh, right, there we go. We should be back. Here we good. There we go. Right, okay. Let's actually get driving now, because let's not mess around with this anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay, whatever. I'm messing around with shit. Right, guys, we're back. Right, we fixed up stuff. Yeah, ignore me. Did some mistakes. I accidentally Alt F4 Streamlabs. I meant to Alt F4 fucking Zero, but I didn't. So, high five me. High five, Alan. Well done. Right, okay, let's... High five. Ah! So, for anyone wondering, right, I haven't done any practice on this track layout yet. This is my first time actually driving it. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like. Or what it's going to be like for me, to be honest. So you're literally going to see my first reactions right here, right now. From that. Hey, can you guys see him? And what's on my wall? There's nothing on my wall. Oh, I hit the cones, dude. Right, okay. Anyway, here we go. For our very first lap. Never driven this track before. Oh, where the hell are we supposed to go? Alright, okay. Alright, that's a very weird line. I don't know if I like that, to be honest. Here we go. Inside here. Okay, we'll go inside. Okay, where do we go next? Out towards here, is it? Not bad for first run. That's our first ever lap on the track. There we go. Spiders on my wall. There's no spider on my wall, my man. I've fallen for that one as well before, Daniel. Gudo, that's one of Gudo's specials. What's that on your wall, and or what's that behind you? And he says a cockroach. Okay, I'm not really a fan of that inner clipping point, honestly. I think not that great. This section is quite nice out towards the wall. Ah, man, it's not a bad little layout. I'm not a fan of that first inner clipping point. I think it's kind of pointless, to be honest. Ruins the track layout, in my opinion. Okay, that won't work. Don't know why there's a diesel zone there. Into the inner clipping point again. I mean, for this track layout, guys, it's... I mean, we kind of have it nailed already, which is nice, I suppose, which is good. Don't really have to put much effort into it anymore. Do I know Abdulaziz? I do. Victor. Yeah, it's tomorrow, NZ. It's tomorrow, and this first couple of laps on the track. I haven't done much practice, honestly. Well, I've done zero practice, should I say. And this inner clipping point, I think, is horrendous, in my opinion. But anyway. Oh, what's cool? You can see the wind generators in the background. Wind turbines. That's what I mean! Tapping walls. Where is your sub? I don't know. This is not Luca's track, this is Chris' track, NZ. That. I just done it again. Can you ask something about Project Academy? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll try my best to answer them. I don't know everything about Project Academy. I'm just a driver, mind you. By sub again, will you promise to buy a wireless headset? Me to buy a wireless? Why, you don't like the wire? Make my life easier? Yeah, maybe. To be honest, it probably would make my life. It would make my life easier nowadays because I swap, like, my sim rig is set completely separate to my like working space, so it would help. But honestly, I think it's anyway, whoops, okay, I just left him sitting there. My bad.
What?
Right.
What?
I don't know what fucking line we're supposed to take through here. Okay, I have a bit more feeling in the steering of the car now. NZ with the rear tier 1 sub. Oh, resub with the resub. NZ, you got your new badges. I don't know if you guys seen them, but there's new sub badges for everyone who subs. Bit better. Can't really accelerate that a lot through that area because you have to go down the hill and yeah. I mean, this track doesn't really require much car setup, if I'm honest. Barely, Mike. What are you asking, man? I find it difficult to read all the chats, dude. Oh shit. There we go. We'll rip. So what does the Drift Taster entail? Drift Taster? I'm not really sure of that one, Indo. I'm sorry, man. I assume that's something to do with Project Academy. If it is, I honestly do. When it comes to the training side of things of the Academy, I'm not 100% clear on things. You'll be much better off emailing ProDrift with that one, man. Like, whether if it be depending on the school that you're trying to go to. But by the sounds of it, I assume it's the level 1, right? What's up, P-Dubs? How you doing? Taste of drifting, yeah. Just wondering how to donate on YouTube. Oh, alright. Okay, for some reason, I've lost my monetization on YouTube. Not because of anything I've done wrong, but simply because I can't prove where I live. So, you can't use Super Chat. So the only way to do it, I think there might be like a tipping link in the description. There should be. In the description of YouTube, there should be like a Streamlabs link that you can tip using, I think, PayPal or something. But like I always, like, guys, look, I appreciate like the tips and the you know, the subs and stuff, but it's obviously not needed, you know. Alien confirmed. What? Where's the alien coming from? Let's go into a 3-car train with these guys here. Yo, what's happening? Branks, what's happening, man? Sorry, dude, I struggle to read your name on Twitch for whatever reason. Oh, shit. VR 38. Healing confirmed. What question, man? You don't even have to ask, like, can you ask a question? Just ask it, dude. Nothing to worry about, man. Like, that's what these streams are for, is to interact with you guys, you know? What do you need in terms of taxes and insurance? What, to do the school? To do Product Academy? Is that what you're asking? Try and catch up to this guy here. He had a weird entry. Oh. Hi, John, when you play with me? Of course, Kudo. Do you get paid by ProDrift to have the car done on delivery? Paid? I mean, it's a sponsorship, man, so you can... Partnership, you know? Ambassador. I need to do some more tweaks with this, actually. I thought I didn't need a setup, but I do feel like to get a bit more speed out of it, I have to do a few tweaks. Ah! Wait, didn't I do round 2? Yeah, no, I'm one of the IRL drivers, so I do all of the events. Well, I do the first 4 rounds, I don't do the final rounds. It's possible to know the date for the next license. Okay, there will be no more licensing for VDC. They will not do it anymore. So to get into VDC, you either need to finish top 3 in DCGP, or compete in one of the other series and try and petition in. So the best way to get a VDC license nowadays is either to wait for Bushido Style to start up, which is the official licensing series of Virtual Championship, or competing in Drift Corner Grand Prix and finishing top 3 in the championship. Or the other method is to compete in as many virtual championships as possible, and then before the new season starts, and I mean a good bit before it, send in like an application to say, hey guys, this is what I've done, this is what I've competed in, and based off that they'll say yes or no to whether if you get a license or not. Yeah, I don't think if I'm honest guys, I don't think VDC really care if they get any more drivers, if that makes sense, because they have literally 70 licensed drivers, and on average 50 of them show up every single event, and for them that's enough. Like, they don't need any more than that. If you think about it, like, Sinberg, what's happening, man? I think you can still drift any track as long as you're above 12. Not really, Endo, that's not true. That is not true. For more beginner stuff, yes, but going to the likes of, let's say, Mondullo Park, that's incorrect. The whole, if you're 12-year-old, like, so basically if you have a pro real life license, you will generally be allowed to compete at any track or drive at any track in the world, you know, depending on where you live, of course, right? But yeah, it's not that simple, unfortunately. You do have to have a bit of experience or a bit of age. For example, the normal Mondello days, especially years ago, you need to have a full driver's license. But if you do have a competitive license, so if you're like an amateur driver, or you know, if you're a pro-am driver and you're under the age of 20, or you don't have a driver's license, you can still do the practice day. But if you are a non-competing driver, yeah, you can't, unfortunately. Actually, maybe the other setup that I had was better. I think I'm doing that line wrong, going to the last wall. I flex. I was always flexing the door. The banner thing, I was like keeping it there because, yeah. What do I want to do? Yeah, let's change over here for a second. Oopsie. Hello, Craig. How are you doing? Nasio, what kind of licensing do you need for DMEC? No, so the DMEC one. Wait, oh, do you mean in real life? Sorry, do you mean in real life, or do you mean in AC? Why do I have so many messages? Oh, it's because I went live again, and I got another notification. What? Why did I get... Right, what's the line? Okay, so it's a mid-line all the way to the first inner clipping points. Okay, I understand what I'm doing wrong. Main thing. Cool. What's the name of this track? What's it called, guys? Is it Dimensions or something? Oh yeah, so real life. Okay, so DMEC, to get your license in DMEC. Oh my god, the frame rates. The main thing is that you don't. It's not that you have to be a real life champion, but it's more of a petitions thing again. You have to like say the drift masters, hey, I wanna compete. You know, this is what I've done. Can I get a license? So it's like very possible that a driver that's, let's say, the champion of a country, such as, let's think of a random country in the top of our head, like a made-up country, like Tokyo-opia. Like, let's just say that was a country, but the drift scene there wasn't that strong, but you are the champion there. that doesn't necessarily mean that you get a Drift Master's license, right? I assume that's kind of how it goes. But I think for the most part, if you are a champion in your country, then they'll kind of just give you a license. But they'll probably, once they kind of cycle through a couple of years and they kind of figure out, you know, the drivers that are remaining and the drivers that are leaving, that I think that's when the petition process probably will, I suppose, get more difficult. For example, I have a Drift Masters license. I've competed in Drift Masters twice. I have a Drift Masters license because I finished top 3 in the pro category of Ireland twice. Or I suppose I did it once, so that was enough to grant me a Drift Masters license. And I suppose Irish drifting is very well respected in that regard, so we kind of, I suppose we kind of get more of a, I wouldn't say a preference, but more of respect, I suppose. Does that make sense? SR20 underscore with the follow. Thank you, SR20. We got a bunch of followers there earlier. Stolen PL with the follow. BSBGAGADDJ with the follow as well. Spam line. Brazilian 5-time champ, got a Pro 2 license in USA. Who's that? Is that Diego Higa? That's What's the chance that R5 is going to be Plosk? It's quite likely, I suppose. Oh, there's Augusto. Let's drive out Augusto. There's Gudo in chat. Go, Augusto. Car handles way better on initiation after going back to the other setup that I had. Oh! It's actually weird seeing Gudo in a white car and not a black one. What's up, Andrew? How are you doing? So the name of the track is Dimaging. Dude, it's like Dashing in Ring or something. Dashing. It's like dashing through the snow or something. I don't know. Car's a bit vague in the front. I think I might need a bit more negative camber. Oh! Yeah, Gudo's taking part tomorrow. In Sweden, you have to take a route like Swedish Shift Championship, Gattebil. Win that, you get your DMEC and license. I would say get a license into FD is probably harder than Drift Masters, if I'm honest. I would imagine. But then again, it probably goes hand in hand. Like, if you have a Drift Masters license, they'll probably just give you based off your performance at Drift Masters. Because if you remember too, there's a lot more drivers in Drift Masters, right? And there's probably drivers in Drift Masters that aren't Pro 1 FD category ready. Unfortunately, that's kind of an unfortunate way to put it, but it is kind of the truth. I don't know when the real life Drift Master starts, next month or so. Why don't I shift up to catch the lead? Because going to a higher gear doesn't make you go faster. Just because you get, like, because you're in 6th gear doesn't mean you go quicker in drift. It's all about wheel speed. Sometimes having too much wheel speed makes you go slower. That's why I'm not full throttle in a straight line, because if I go full throttle I spin the wheels and I just don't get any speed. Oh, Gudo tapped me in the rear. Weird transitions. The grass is drifting, you have to just check the age limit? Yeah, pretty much. Well, like, you have to make sure you have to have a driver's license too, Endo. Some tracks, they won't let you on the track unless you have a driver's license. And to make sure that your car is up to spec and is safe and stuff, you know? Ah, damn it, Brazilian ping. Sorry, Guro. Congrats on the win last week. Thank you, Magnificat. Dude, that was an awesome event. Like, Okayama, guys. Like, that was such a tricky track. Or Okayama is a tricky track in general. I'm literally stalled the car there trying to stop. Yeah, it's a tricky circuit, so... I would say actually this track is hard to chase on. Who did the cage for my IRL S14? Oh, it's been two different people. The first cage was done by my good friend Chris Brady. And the second cage, I actually don't know who did the second cage in the other car. I think it was Bob Stevens of Motorsport 56, but I actually don't know. But that cage is probably going to get updated anyway. We'll have to make sure that it's still legal and stuff, so hopefully it's all good. Streams of class. Thank you, Kyron. I hope you're doing good, man. Curbs of death. Kinda, yeah. If you put a wheel onto it, it kind of like messes you up. Okay, overtaking. That sounds like fun. You're back? I didn't even know you left. Still bummed that you missed Okayama, but I was having fun watching it live. First time I watched the VDC event properly and I didn't get bored for a sec. Dude, like, that track... Like, as you probably know, Pontus, or Enzi should I say. Fuck it, sorry, Enzi. That track was just wild. Like, it's just a tough track in general. It's like, it's one of those tracks you get annoyed with, right? You get annoyed at, and it's really hard to do a good chase run on it. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a weird layout. Not that it's no, it's not that it's a weird layout. It's just, yeah, you have to be thinking ahead all the time, and it's certainly not the most confidence inspiring because of that. Rude? Oh, don't you start. Atlanta Games 2.3k. Emil, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. Said your name right and all, delighted. It's an unusual first name, if I'm honest, man. I'm gonna hit the wall. No! I can see it coming. I don't think Augusto saw it going. Oopsie. What drift car do I have? In real life, I have an S14. Two of them actually. But in this car, it's this is an S15. This virtual car. Oh my god! I just yeeted. Okay. Try that again. Mr. Rotang NZ. Stephen wasn't there either. There was plenty of Rotangs missing. We're doing this other Corsair mod test stream again? Ah, dude, that's a good question. We probably should do one again in the future. I think it's probably better. We should probably like kind of schedule it to be maybe once every 2 weeks, or maybe once a month. Or maybe once a month might be better. And then we'll do a highlight video or something afterwards, because I was getting, people were sending in their stuff twice, sending in their stuff in again. So it's like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of pointless doing a stream when you're showing the same stuff again or driving the same things again. In my eyes, anyway. You're new to sim drifting. How long do you chain on the track? Confident enough for competition? It depends. It's different for every single person, Walters. For me personally, I could probably do maybe 10 or 15 laps and be pretty happy enough. Or not be happy enough, but just be able to do it fine. Because that's how you kind of happens, and that's what happens in real life. You only get about, you know, if you get 10 laps of practice in real life on a competition track layout, I mean, you'll be fairly lucky, you know. It's quite a... Yeah, getting more than 10 laps in real life is quite lucky, honestly. So in the same... Dude, if you can put in 2 or 3 hours, that's probably enough time, honestly. But it really depends, you know, how confident you feel. And, yeah. Would you have an S15 in real life? Yeah, man. We do plan on building one in the future. The problem with S15s are just super expensive right now, so yeah. Broadcast with the 2 bits. Cheers. Thanks for the 2 bits. It's 14.9 meta. It honestly, it was something we were thinking about for a long time. Was doing it. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we were thinking about doing it, and then I think we heard that James was doing it, and I was like, actually, we won't do that now. It was like, alright, we'll change our minds. I have to do some tweaks in the front. It's 14.9. That's funny though. I mean, like, if you think about it, what do you call an S14 that has an S15 front and rear end, you know? What do you even do? How do you even approach that? Dallos with a follow. Thank you, Dallos. Was an S15 with an S14 kit? Well, the front end will be an S15.4. I'm not sure. S15.1? S15 minus 1? Guys, is guys, is Twitch okay? You guys find on Twitch? Got a message there saying that there's issues with Twitch. You guys still there? You guys still there on Twitch? Are we good? Okay. I just got a message, or like a thingy saying, hey, you know, be careful. Twitch is experiencing issues. Good luck tomorrow, Alan. Thank you, Martinez. I hope you're doing good, man. Twitch is fire. Imagine if Twitch is on fire. This Twitch is on fire. I absolutely hate this inner clipping points. It's impossible to chase people. Oh. Pop up and down head, lads. Who's got the pop up and down? Oh, look, let's chase Brandon and he's a Ferrari, 599, a pizza margarita. Oh, that thing is fast. Holy shit. That thing is fucking huge. Oh, collider is a bit off too. The big boy. A big Ferrari 599 GTB. Yeah, shut up, Alan. Twitch plebs. Be Twitch versus YouTube soon enough. That was a nice entry, guys. I'm pretty happy with that entry. I need a bit shorter of a third gear. Third gear is a bit long. Maybe a longer second gear too, because I don't really need to use... Interesting. Good evening, Jan. How are you? Crow? I really like those diesel lines that they have on the map, actually. Quite a good idea. Give them here again. Jargos with the follow. Thank you, Jargos. Welcome to the channel, man. Chat. What's your plan for the weekend? What's your plan for the weekend? Answer me. Or don't. Up to you entirely. Okay? I'm not going to complain. Or am I? Lan's going to cry. Ever tried VR? I've used the VR, but it was only for sim racing. I never tried it for drifting. Do you think it's worth switching from a G25 to T150? I'm not sure about that one. That's a good question. I'm not sure about that one, honestly, dude. Here, let's try this. Look at this guy. What is he doing? Typical Gusto. Not to be lazy. Sleeping. No, that sounds nice. Sit and imagine drifting. Practice, practice. Oh, yeah, I meant to change my gearing. I forgot to do that. Oh, I touched it again. Oh, we're gonna hit the wall. Oh no, we got away with it. Holy shit. That's sketchy, dude. Let's do another lead run. I want to try through some things. I wish you could sleep out all day. Not happening. Dude, that's weird. How the car just like understeers. 1 second the rear hits it, it's like it gets a bunch of grip. Why do I keep getting messages? What the f happening? I'm gonna mute that channel. I keep always getting pinged in this. Why? Why? And it's not my channel, by the way, guys. It's someone else's channel. It keeps pinging. Do not disturb. Oh, I have it on. Yeah, no, I have it on. It's just I just see the number on the Discord app or the Discord thing, and it's like, brr. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Driving the S13. Try that. Oh yeah, why did they change my gearing too? Actually, let's just try that. Maybe that gearing might be better. Okay, what am I want to do? Okay. I'm getting a G920. You think it'd be good? It might be good if you're... This is my opinion on G29 versus like Thrustmaster or something like that. Or a T300. If you're going to go... if you've experienced drifting and you love drifting already in video games, probably buying a G29 or something is probably not really worth it, honestly. It might do you fine, but generally like a T300RS or, you know, a TX Thrustmaster would be much better performance wise, and you'll probably end up upgrading to one of them in the future anyway. So you could save yourself, you know, save up the extra couple of €100 required and pick yourself up a Thrustmaster. Of course, if you can't afford a Thrustmaster, a G29 is perfectly fine, dude. Don't worry about it, man. But yeah, it's just one of those things, you know, you just have to... Can I share setup for VDC cars? I do plan on doing a setup series in the future, man. Oh my god, that was a gutsy transition. Very gutsy transition. Yeah, you have a tight budget. Yeah, if you have a tight budget, man, just get with the G29 or G920, whatever you can afford. But I'm just saying, you know, if you were like, oh look, next month I'd have the money to buy a T300, I would nearly wait it out, honestly, if you could, because I think you'd enjoy the T300 a lot more. Why is there lag? Is there a server lagging or something? That's weird. Is this server lagging or is it me that's lagging? The front keeps snapping. Patrick, that's probably more of a steering force feedback problem. Like, there's nothing you could do setup wise. The cars, VDC cars out of the box are pretty decent. There is a couple of things you can do to help them, but it's kind of like you as a driver and your force feedback settings. Remember too that the VDC cars, yeah, they are quite hard to drive. They are the hardest cars to drive. So if you're fairly new to sim drifting, maybe staying off, maybe waiting a bit longer till you're a bit more experienced before heading to the VDC cars might be an option. Because like, I've seen people hop straight into a VDC car and get frustrated with drifting, and I'm like, dude, they are literally the hardest cars to drift. Don't bother starting with something if you can't, you know, if you can't get used to walking, if that kind of makes sense. They're certainly not easy to pick up, that's for sure. Yeah, that's a bit better now in the rear of the car. It's a bit more stable over the bump. Car feels pretty decent actually. Woo! You bought the sim dim or the dim sim. Hopefully it turns up in shipping since 26th Feb. Yeah, that's interesting. It took a while for me as well. I don't know why stuff takes so long to ship from Russia. Unless maybe that company, maybe when you order, they print it right there and then, and they just include that with the shipping information that they have up on the site, you know? Yeah, car feels much better now in the rear. Typhron with the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel, dudes. Start with the VDC cars. Was nearly about to quit. Don't start with those. Yeah, do like, of course, the VDC cars. Yeah, they're great to drive, but they're not the cars to start off with, guys. Definitely starting off with like Handle Buddies or Slide Boys or WDTS or something is the way going. And once you're comfortable with the game, once you understand the game, once you understand all the little quirks and, you know, the little things you have to kind of get used to, switching over to the likes of VDC is definitely the path. You're leaving, you're reaching at zone 2 later, Gusto. Don't even download Tandem Buddies. There's nothing, look, honestly, there's nothing wrong with downloading Tandem Buddies if you're new to drifting, completely. If you're new to drifting, if you're new to the sim, use Tandem Buddies, use Slide Boys. There's literally nothing wrong with them. It just means that once you get to the new cars, it's just one less thing to worry about, right? Like, transitioning is probably the only thing with Tandem Buddies that is not great. Other than that, everything else that they do is pretty decent. So, like, you know, at the end of the day, it's about minimizing what you have to learn. And if you hop straight into a VDC car, you know, not only have to learn how to drive the VDC car, which is hard in the first place because of how twitchy they are, you also then have to learn how to set up the game, how to get used to the game. It's just too many things to get used to. You're just better off starting off, taking baby steps, and working it that way. That's how I look at it. And it's the same with guys coming from the real world too into the sim. A lot of them, they hop straight in and want to get door to door and thinking because they drift IRL, they can now pick up the video game because it's that realistic. But it's like, dude, you seriously have to take in baby steps. Like, if you're a real life driver coming into the sim, you're gonna have to start from scratch again almost. And then once you kind of get the basics, then you can start implementing your driver ability, and all of that will come a bit quicker. But it's the getting used to what the handbrake feels like, getting used to what the brakes feel like, and the gas, and the lack of feeling through the seat, you know, as you would feel in the real car. It's 2 years in a settle, still learning stuff. Oh, no problem, Patrick. Oh, it seems like you have a good experience. So, I mean, yeah, I think it might just be 4 CVAC settings, honestly, dudes. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. The cars are hard to drive, you know. And you have to use a lot of gas with them. You know, they have a lot of grip. You have to use a lot of throttle input with the VDC cars, so just keep that in mind. That's probably the biggest tip, really, is to use a lot of gas with them, because they like to carry big angle. You've been playing since 2014. Never download Tandem Buddy. Even I completely disagree with that. There's nothing wrong with them. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing more frustrating, right? Picking up a video game and not being able to drift. Could you imagine the amount of people that would not be in sim drifting right now if they could not pick up WDTS or something? Like, there has to be like a beginning stepping stone, and like you'll have some people that will never leave that stepping stone, and that's fine. But the people that want to progress will leave that stepping stone, which is tandem buddies or slide boys, quite quickly. So that's how I look at it. I have friends, real life driving friends, who felt that likes of DTP and DCG not DCGP, sorry, and tandem buddies were super realistic. They were like, oh yeah, it's really, really good, way better than VDC and stuff. And then literally, once they kind of got used to, you know, AC in general, they got used to the tandem buddies cars, they kind of like felt that, hang on a second, this is not right, I can't do that in real life. Why is the car so slow at transitioning? And once they just got used to the game, they were able to pick up other cars that were a little bit more challenging, and they realized then, hang on a second, these cars are actually really good. So then they started using, you know, the more complicated stuff, or the more advanced, really realistic stuff. So, yeah, that's just how I think. Obviously people think tandem buddies give you bad habits. I don't really think they do. I can't see what they give you bad habits for. You know, you could learn bad habits just as yourself as a driver, you know, it's like, yeah. VR minimizes the jump. Oh, I completely agree, Craig. For real life drivers, for sure. But for sim guys, it probably wouldn't make a difference, you know? Any tips to counter car being lazier to transition on big tracks due to being loaded up? Sorry, I have to process that that question. That's quite an in-depth one. 1 second. Fuck's sake, Alan. I was trying to reduce my boost. Alright, okay. Just disappear on me. Okay, that's not a good setup idea. Okay, let's read some comments because there's some interesting discussion on. First comp is Sunday. You're practicing since Wednesday. Looking forward to doing more comps on AC. Awesome, Kapow. You give tandem buddies to friends that come by and have fun and stuff. They don't get frustrated. I think that's the main thing, Valters, honestly, dude. I for the longest time I was anti like tandem buddies, but I think at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with using them. It's just as long as people are aware that it's like there are not better options, but there are like fuck, how would you say it? There are more realistic options out there, I suppose. And more enjoyable options, I suppose, once you get more experience. What's your opinion on can sim drifting teach you drift in real life thing? 100%, completely agree. I think the top guys in sim drifting would destroy many real life drivers. They'd put a lot of them to shame. And I mean very quickly too. I reckon if we took some of the top guys from, let's say, VDC, remove me out of the mix. We take one of the top guys from VDC. A lot of them would probably pick up a car in one day, and the first competition that they would win, they would probably win a Pro-Am competition, no problem whatsoever. As long as they had enough time in that real car beforehand, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you're going from 10 out to WDTS or VDC, you get to learn to adapt different style. True, that's true, Endo. Stelks with the follow, Big John with the follow. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the channel. What's this track? I don't know. This track is called Assassin Ring or something. It'll be released soon enough, I'm pretty sure. Why don't I get VR? Because my PC is not good enough, Dylan. And also, as well as that, there's many options, many reasons. VR for me, when it comes to live streaming, would be impossible. I wouldn't be, not that it's impossible, but it wouldn't really be that easy I like to chat to you guys and interact, and VR kind of disconnects me that way. I would own a VR, but I wouldn't use it as my main setup. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Like I have to essentially force the car to rotate by clutch kicking. Oh right, okay. That's an interesting one, Dratina. I don't know why you're having that issue. You shouldn't have that problem. Are you sure you're not running any like stability control? Because that could do some weird stuff sometimes. Nipple tired, nipple sleep, nipple out. See you, Nipple. Thanks for joining, man. What's my handbrake type? My handbrake, Benji, is a custom one. It's based off a clutch pedal. T-Con. Yeah, dude, I reckon T-Con in a real-life car. I think he might have real-life driving experience already, which would help him pick up the real-life drift car. But yeah, you're probably looking at about... I'd say he'd pick up drifting itself in about 3 laps. But competing, like running tandems and stuff, it might take him a day. But again, every person is different. Some people adapt to certain situations much quicker. One of the interesting things about drifting in the sim, right, is that a lot of people put a shit ton of time into the game. Right? In the real world, you have 6 laps to be able to nail the track. Does that make sense? So when I go compete in a real life competition, I could have upwards of 6 to maybe 10 laps to be able to learn that track layout. So all the preparation you do beforehand, like looking at the track layout, understanding what to do and stuff before you even start driving, is super important. And I'd be kind of curious, could sim drivers that go to the real world be able to pick up a track super quick like that? You know what I'm saying? Or do they need that 1 hour of practice because that's what they're used to doing to pick up a track layout? That's the only question mark that I have about sim drivers. Would they be able to pick up? Would they be fast learners? That makes sense. You're considering going triples yourself, Alan? Yeah. I think, Craig, I'd love a VR headset just to experience it, just to have it, and even just to make the content out of it. But I don't think I'd main it, you know? Triples, I think, sounds a lot of fun. I don't think I actually have room for triples up here. But maybe a big single screen. I think that's what I'm going to do next. One of those big, you know, 50-inch single screens, like Samsung, I think, do one. Probably more companies will end up doing one too, and I think that might be the meta going forward. At least then you could do the cockpit stuff if you wanted to. You could also do the roof cam stuff, because honestly, guys, I think roof camera is probably going to stay. I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon. I think even if I had a big single screen, I'll probably, oh for fuck's sake, here we go, across the grass. I would probably still use the roof camera maybe. Do you practice IRL with the sim? Yeah, I do. Generally, I actually make the track layout first. So, like, for 2019, that season I finished 3rd in Ireland, I pretty much made every single track layout I was going to be doing. So I did Dunleary, I did Punchestown, and like I have even videos on my YouTube channel practicing on those tracks. You know, getting ready for that season or that year or whatever. So yeah, I do practice. But honestly, one thing I've learned myself as a driver is that I can pick up stuff quite quickly. I'm very lucky in that I can pick up tracks quite quickly. I can look at a track layout. My first lap out seems to be like an 80-point run. Like first lap off the trailer onto the track is like 80 points, maybe mid 80-point run. And that's before I've even tried the sim practice beforehand. So I think I just might be very lucky individual that I can pick up tracks quite quickly. Oh fuck, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry guys. Performance and hassle behind VR AC is super simple and whatnot if you're working far from it. Trying to get into IRL drifting after doing this stuff for about 2 years. seeing what's going to translate. I think Solar will be super. Am I saying? You will be super surprised, man. Victor Alves, one of the. I suppose, yeah, he's third place in VDC right now. He did. He got the opportunity to drive one of João Barion's 370Zs. No, he's sim setup is VR and stuff, so that obviously would help him a lot too, right? Picking up the real life car a little bit quicker than most other people. But yeah, I think he was like saying to me, "Oh, you know, what does the steering feel like?" I was like, "Look, Victor, literally 3 laps, and you'll be drifting." And it didn't even take him 3 laps. It took him, I think, less than that. I think he was surprised. So I think if you're able to drift the car consistently and you understand the car control, understanding of all the techniques, dude, there's no reason why you can't pick up the real car in less than 5 laps, 3 laps. I'm like super confident, right, that any of the VDC drivers, especially, could pick up a real life competition car and get to tandeming probably within a day, if not less. Obviously, if you do a bit more street style stuff or like grassroots stuff like in AC, it might take you a little bit longer to pick up the that type of stuff. Basically, why I say that is because competition drifting is more difficult than grassroots stuff. So generally, what would happen is that in theory, competition drivers are more advanced and skillful than grassroots drivers. Is basically what I'm saying. And that's not just me saying that because I'm a competition driver. That's me saying it because like it's true. If you what's interesting, if you get like a grassroots driver, a really good grassroots driver, let's just think of any of the top grassroots driving drift teams from the States, for example. Put them in a competition car and they'd fucking suck. Like, no joke. It wouldn't even qualify for a competition event. You might get the 1 or 2 odd really good, you know, grassroots driver that will be able to pick it up quickly, but the mindset is just completely different. I think that's why Adam LZ kind of struggled at the start, because he probably got into it thinking, oh, I'm better than, well, not that he's better than half these guys, but you know, the FD levels sucked, right? But in reality, it's just so hard that even the best of drivers look terrible. What's up, Enver? How you doing, man? Don't worry about joining late, dude. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. This chassis physics. You had to go on your brother's 300 and or some real horsepower E34. Except cut knuckles and need figurative eights after just driving the car around normally for 5 minutes. Get a feel for it. Yeah, I think it's like proof in the pudding that, yeah, people will pick it up super quick. Why is it a different mindset? Because, okay, so let's look at it from this point of view. So, grassroots drifting, so let's just say you go to Drift Day, okay? Think of a drift track, let's say Mihan, okay? Or you go to, fuck it, I don't know, Tamada. Let's kind of pick up some sort of AC track and let's just kind of translate it to, you know, virtual stuff for a moment. And you drift that track. Now, what are you doing? All you're doing is just drifting the track, right? You're just trying to drift as much as possible. You don't really care what line you take. You know, some people might care what line to take. They might care about running wide lines or something. But generally, you don't care where the car is placed in the circuit as long as you're drifting, okay? Competition, it matters where the car is on the track. So first of all, you have to have that car control to be able to place the car where you want to on the track. It's not the same as normal, you know, drifting where you don't really care about that. You have also like 3 guys in the judging stand. That I'm saying this in a kind way, that are assholes, okay? They're like finding any mistake that you make and like they're deducting points off you. So you have to keep those 3 guys happy. Those 3 guys or gals happy. So you have to figure out what they want. So first of all, you know, they want the angle, they want you to carry the specific line, get the clipping points and stuff. And then you have to do all of that while running door to door with some guy in front of you. So like, yeah, that's why it's more difficult to compete than it is to do just an ordinary track day. Because doing an ordinary track day, you don't have to worry about those 3 people in the judging stand. You don't have to worry about clipping points or whether or not, you know, you're doing the right thing or not in the lead position, or you're decelling in the correct point. You know, no one gives a shit about that. So you never have to put those skills into place. A lot of comp drivers aren't that good in the streets. Probably same the other. Completely disagree with that, Emil. I would disagree with that. I think competition drivers, right, are literally the best drivers in the world. So if you put them on a street track, let's say we'll put them on a 2G, like their mindset is to literally figure out how the best way to do that track layout. So they will do that. Put it this way, right? Obviously, there's going to be grassroots drivers, let's say, that are going to be fantastic drivers that are never exploited, or they're never found out, right? Because of the fact that, you know, they don't have the money or whatever. But I literally think you can almost put into a pyramid of where the best drivers would be and like what they do. Get the door F of Brandon Patrick. I've already got doors with him. And he's Mamma mia, margarita pizza. For fuck, oh, second time crashing into the cones. Second time I did it. There he is. Oh, for fuck's sake, Augusto. Oh my god, like. Oh my god. Guto! Carfield's a bit sluggish there. But towards the wall again. Woo! That's a weird... Yeah, I don't know. Ban Gudo channel points? Maybe. Oh, sorry, I didn't see fucking Pavel beside me. I just pull out and I'm like, here, I'm here guys, what's up? I hate the skipping point because you cannot stay door to door. It's such a bullshit fucking line. But you gotta make do, you can't complain. Keep the head down and then just do it, you know? Better you respect me. Guro, I respect you. But like, I make 2 mistakes in lead position by hitting the cones twice, and then you fucking take me out on the 3rd time. What is this? It was your fault. You get 3 strikes. All right, okay. False guy with the follow, Nico. Woo! With the follow. Thank you, Nico. Welcome to the channel, man. See, that's why I think that's a bad clipping point, because you cannot maintain proximity after the transition. You lose it. Oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. But the mindset of being the best can be is still there, no? Not really. Like, the mindset of being the best is fine. Like, you can be the best at drifting grassroots. But the point is that when you're drifting grassroots, you're not actually trying to place the car in certain points. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you have clipping points on the track, it's something to aim for. And if you're not getting the clipping points, you didn't have to adjust your driving, which essentially means having to learn how to get those clipping points. And when you're grassroots driving, you never actually go out of your way to place the car in certain points that make it difficult for you to be able to do that. You end up generally just doing what's easiest, which is essentially just drifting around the track, managing the straights and whatnot, you know? In competition, if you can't do the track layout, you have to figure it out. So therefore, you have to learn how to do it. And that's where you become a better driver, is that learning part aspect. So for competition drivers, there gets to a point where doing track days is actually pointless, because you're not learning anything. You might learn stuff alright from doing tournament stuff, but just drifting in general, you're actually learning absolutely nothing. That's probably why you don't see a lot of comp drivers doing it in practice anymore, really. Other than doing it for fun, you know? Oh shit. Anyway, I think the sim replaces the whole practicing thing. Well, kinda. Oswald with the Prime sub. Thank you, Oswald. Welcome, man. Thank you for the follow as well, dude. Awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel, man. Hope you're doing good. We had a good week. Oh, I have to figure out how to get this chase line here and get back on the door straight away. I might have to just, like, not even go for the front wheel. Just mimic the shit out of the lead driver, you know? Yeah, Pavel is doing a really good lead line right now, and it's super easy to chase. Is there in France there's something called Drifting Fun in literally 2 weeks somewhere in France? Oh right, it's like a track day thing. Casper is what wheel am I using? Simagic M10, man. Oh, I'm just crossing over the yellow line like a fool. Oh my. Yeah, sorry, Craig, I missed that one. Having to do it on the spot, I think it's the kind of the most difficult thing out of everything. Imagine if VDC only had 10 laps practice. Yeah, it would be a massive game changer, dude. It'd be a massive game changer. They tried to implement that in for Drift Masters. Like maybe releasing the track layout maybe like an hour before competition started. Or the morning before competition started. But honestly, it would make no difference, because the people that have the time, they would just spend the hours doing it. So it'd be very difficult to implement it an hour beforehand, let's say in virtual world, unfortunately. Because in an hour's worth of practice on AC equals to like fucking 50 or 60 laps, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can't limit by laps because it's not possible. You know, it's impossible to gauge that, right? Okay, that's an interesting transition. I have to figure that bit out. Kalas for the sub on YouTube. Thank you, man. See your previous message about what I said of grassroots. Same mindset. That's a skill. Same mindset? No, I don't think it's the same mindset. The mindset in competition is to simply make the three guys in the judging stand happy. Or the judging stand happy, right? the mindset in grassroots drifting is literally just to have fun or just to drift, right? So just drift as much as possible. If your mindset in grassroots drifting, right, is to please the 3 guys in the judging stand, or essentially do what the judges are asking you to do, which is to run, you know, the clipping points, getting the clipping points, getting the line correctly, carrying good angle, getting good style, then yeah, you would progress much faster as a grassroots driver. But at the end of the day, sometimes, generally 90% of the time, in real life competition, or just competition in general, you're not driving the way that you as a driver want to drive. You're driving the way that the judges want you to drive. So you have to, as a driver, figure that out and learn it and figure out what they want and drive the way that they want. So essentially, like, I have 2 driving styles, okay, and like the VDC guys would see this. They know about this, because I used to use the other driving style that I have. And the other driving style that I have is running super low angle and trying to get away from the chase driver as much as possible, like cutting the shit out of clipping points, just making it super hard for the chase driver in general. And like, I can drive that way, right, which is a certain driving style that, let's say, certain drift comps in the world like to see. But then you've got this other driving style, which is what I'm using right now, which is like running as much angle as possible, making it as easy as possible for the chase driver. And that's a completely different driving style you have to pick up. And some people, they can do one or the other, but to do both, or to be able to do both, is super tough. But as a competition driver, it's up to you to figure that shit out. And that's literally where the different mindset comes in. Is being able to figure that stuff out. Figure out like what exactly you need to do to be able to do good in a competition. In a grassroots, yeah, you just want to drift, right? If you're doing a track day or a drift day, you just want to drift. You don't really care so much about how much angle you carry, or you know what I'm saying? You don't really care what 3 people in the judging stand is doing. Elemental Sergio think VDC is a GT3 race championship. I don't know about that. I don't think they view it like a GT3 race, but there's sometimes sometimes the way that they do drive does suggest that way, right? But I don't think that's the mindset that they have. And honestly, because they kind of the current way that they both drive will never allow them to win a championship. Unfortunately, they will have to drive like how Tikon and I and Reese and pretty much everyone else drives to be able to win an event. What do you think is the most important skill to pick up for a beginner sim drifter? So first of all, figure out what you want to do, right? Do you want to do competition stuff or just want to do drifting, right? Because what we've kind of figured out is that like learning line, like learning how to fill clipping points and go from clipping point to clipping point, on a competition layout to be like the best way to like progress the driver's level forward, because it's like a decent formula, you know what I'm saying? It's like a good way to kind of learn, because at the end of the day you can't drift a track unless you can do it smoothly or have the understanding of car control. And honestly, being able to drift a car on the correct line or on a decent line is probably the most difficult thing you can do. Pressure. Always a new moment is different from an open drift event. Ah, fuck! Damn it! My first gear is way too long. Actually, I should probably shorten it. Pressure. I would agree, Craig. Yeah, the pressure thing is a big thing, right? At a drift day, I mean, you're just worried about what maybe your friends think of your driving, right? You probably don't even care about that so much, I suppose. But in competition, like, dude, you've got like 2 laps to be able to qualify. Man, that's scary. Imagine if you fuck up the first lap. I've only got 1 lap. Plus also, you've only got like 6 to maybe 10 laps of practice, like before qualifying. Dude, the pressure builds up quickly. You literally, to be able to be confident in qualifying, you have to be like on the ball from practice. Good question. What is it about drivers such as Pavel that makes him so good in the sim world? I think you're one of the greatest drivers sim racing. I'm just wondering what he does. Driving so good. What are your thoughts? So Pavel is actually a sim guy as well. So Pavel came from LFS and used to do a lot of LFS stuff. So for him, this is just like a second skill of his. You know what I'm saying? I think what makes... So like, personally, me being a real life driver is not the reason as to why I do good in competitions on AC. And I think it's the same for Pavel too. It's not because he's a real life driver. I think it actually doesn't make a difference if you're a real life driver or not, in a sense. I simply think that, you know, the skills are translatable, right? So the top guys in BDC or in sim drifting in general would be the top guys in the real world too if they had the same opportunity, but they don't. So Pavel is a fantastic driver in the real world. He's done really good. He does, you know, he's done really good in championships. He's done, I think he's finished top 6 in Drift Masters quite regularly, top 8 anyway or whatever. You know, I'm not really sure his last results in Drift Masters, but I know he's gotten a top 6 finish in Drift Masters, which is quite credible, right? It's quite good. And once you just figure out how to figure out, once you figure out the sim world, there's no reason as to why you can't do the same thing. So literally what I'm saying is, I believe the top drivers that you see in the virtual world, and of course I'm going to say this, right, because I am, I mean, look, I am one of the once you figure out how to figure out fuck you, Mystified. Dude, I'm not great with English, okay? I like have grammar problems, alright? So don't make fun of me. No, but once you figure out how to figure it all out, then you're good, you know? No, I just think if you're good in one thing, if you're good, like I believe that James Dean in the virtual world will do pretty good too, okay? So I think it's the whole mindset and understanding of what's going on, and I think Pavel understands that, and I think that's why he does good in the virtual world as well. Good question. Do you think Guto is a shit driver? No. Right, guys, I'm just gonna have a quick little think here. Big oof to Lana. What did Lana say? Someone try to ban Alana again? I think it's only helpful in the transition to Steam beginning stages. Well, having real life experience? Probably. Yeah, actually I would agree with that, actually. But isn't it kind of like vice versa that way, Craig? Like if you're good in the real world, or if you have experience in the real world, you kind of understand the basics. So when you go to sim world, it's easier. It's the same the other way around. Like if you have the basics of drifting in the sim world, you could take them to the real world. I think the biggest difficulty, and this is kind of a point that I made earlier, is whether or not the sim drivers would be able to pick up a track layout in the same length of time as a real life driver could in the real life world. Does that make sense? That's the only thing that I kind of question, because in the sim world you have, you know, the ability to be able to go 100% from the start and not crash, or like if you do crash, you don't hurt yourself. So the sim guys, if they went to the real world, the only thing that they would have to figure out, in theory, right, is how hard do I go from the get-go? How hard do I go from the start? Do I go 90%? Or do I go 120% like I do in the sim? You know what I'm saying? I think that would be the difficult part. This is a really great conversation, guys. I like this shit. I like conversations, right, where you're literally like trying to figure out you're literally thinking like what makes something, what like the pros and cons of something, you know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to dissect what you're doing wrong and focus on the bad habits and issues you have and try and improve. Hard display. Sorry, I missed that comment, man. I just feel no matter how much I practice, I have the consistency from. So yeah, I think what Mystified is saying there is kind of correct. You kind of need to like look back at what you're doing and analyze. You know, a lot of the time when I'm practicing for stuff, I don't really do it so much recently. But there was a time when Tikon and I were battling, and I consistently was losing the Tikon quite a lot, or was like crashing into him. I was like trying to figure out like, why is this the case? Like, what am I doing wrong that I'm now crashing into this guy a lot, or that I'm losing? Yeah, and like, you don't just do that by just continuing to practice. You know, there's a point of where just driving doesn't make any more of a difference. You just literally have to like look back at what you're doing. Sorry guys, I drink some Coke and I go instant like burping. So yeah, I don't know, it's like, it's just one of those things. It's like, it's difficult to know what way to approach it, and I don't know, man. It's hard to know like how to improve sometimes if you feel like you're stuck at a certain point. Some people have said to me that they've been like drifting for a couple of years, and in the next thing, you know, it just clicks with them, you know? So obviously every person is different. Oh fuck, okay, I'm gonna have to track. Okay, they reset back to base, we'll do the same. That make me driving the VDC car so much more better. It's been 3 days now, I can feel really good drivers. Yeah, no, I agree guys. I think that's one of the things, I think one of the biggest mistakes people make. They look at their qualifying run, let's say, and they're like, oh, I should have scored higher. But dude, you're going to be the most biased driver or person in, you know, you're going to be mostly biased towards yourself, right? Even your crewmates, even your friends, your teammate, they're going to be biased. So you literally have to take their point of view or their opinion and literally throw it out, because unless it's someone that you can trust and understand, you know, they're going to tell you the truth. Like, there's no point in listening to other people. Like, the judges are not going to be biased, so what they decide, right, is literally the truth. Obviously, there's going to be times you're not going to agree with that, and that's perfectly fine. You know, you're not going to agree with every call that the judges make. You know, they're human after all. But, yeah, looking back at your run, seeing what you did and matching that to what the judges asked for in the briefing or on the track map is super important. But even from a learning perspective of just driving, you know, what does it look like from the outside? Does it look like you look confident? Does it look like you look smooth? Because when you're in the car, you don't really see things that well. Is the server public? No, it's not, Ninja. This is the DMVC server. It's weird for me to use the drive and shit. Click like you said. Yeah. Yeah, it's very normal. I think even Miyamoto, a Twitch streamer Miyamoto, he said the same thing. You know, he does a lot of street style, not street style, but like, you know, more grassroots style driving. And he's a pretty decent, he's a very good chase driver or tandem driver, right? And I think he even mentioned before that, like, yeah, it just one day it just clicked with him with tandem and stuff. And that's literally all it is, really. It's just kind of that point that you clicked. Obviously, you can force that clicking point of you picking it up quick to be. You can force that click point to be much quicker or much sooner. but you really need to study and you know, it's the same as like doing homework or schoolwork or something, right? Some people, they don't have to fucking study. They're like, you know, they have photographic memories. They could just do it instantly without even thinking twice. Some people have to put a lot of time and effort and study and relearn the same thing over and over and over again before it's in their head. And some people just need to keep practicing before they kind of get it, right? It's, I don't know, it's just that kind of mentality. Practice, practice, practice. But then you get to a point of where the practice, you know, you're not really gaining much from the practice, so you didn't have to go off and study and figure out, you know, what you need to do to improve. Figure out, is there something that you're doing that you could see that you could improve on? A lot of the time, all you have to do is just look at the best people out there and compare what you're doing to them, and you figure out, hang on a second, this guy carries much smoother angle here, or he's much smoother here, or he's got a lot more gas here. And sometimes, yeah, a lot more throttle or a lot more gas helps a lot too. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is that they try and let the steering do a lot of the work when it's mostly throttle input. Oh! I think my third gear in this car is a bit long. That's probably one of the biggest things, I think. Oh fuck, I'm spinning! No! Ugh. Come back to me! Pavel! Just crash into him. If you can't beat him, crash into him. You want to see Mia and VDC? I think Mia will do quite good, but I think it'll take him a bit of time. Like, he has the skill to do good in terms of chase driving, but it'd be interesting to see how long it would take him to pick up, let's say, doing qualifying and stuff like that, which requires, like I said, like a kind of different mindset in driving. But I don't know. I'm not sure if Mia would be interested in competition. I don't know if he's into it. I think he likes it, but I don't know if he likes competing, you know what I'm saying? Plus, as well as that, it's actually very difficult to get into VDC nowadays. It's almost... I don't know. I don't know how... I don't know, yeah. Guy from RPM team told me that the only problem is that I can't keep up after transition. Like, I can't keep up. I need sometimes to back. I watch whoever's the transition. Okay, transition is a tricky one because it's literally like the deciding factor of a chase run, right? Like, we kind of can agree with that. Like that, you know, if you can't transition good, then you lose a lot of speed. Oh my god, I just fell off the track. Brilliant. High five, Alan. Okay, that was good. Better high five. Self high five. Transitions are an interesting one, right? Because I think it's about timing, and some people time it really well to the point of they're back on the door, but they sacrifice a lot of proximity before that transition. So you have to make a decision. You try and stay on the door for as long as possible before that transition, and then lose that proximity after the transition because you stay too close. You have to give room, and when you give room right before the transition, you lose a lot of speed, right? Because, you know, that's just kind of how it is. If you brake after the corner, you're going to lose speed, so you have to brake a good bit before the corner so that you can carry the speed through the corner. And it's the same with transitioning. You have to carry the speed through the transition to maintain your momentum. So you have to make a decision. Do you back off the proximity super early so that you can maintain your speed through the transition so you're back on the door afterwards, which in my opinion looks better? Or do you stay on the door for as long as possible for the transition and then lose all of the proximity afterwards? So basically, one way to improve your transitions is probably to lose proximity in another place, if that makes sense. You might have to like look back at your replay and say, hang on a second, if I back off at this point, I can transition at the same time as them, and maybe even a bit earlier than them, which allows me to get on the door, you know? New to drifting, and one day after comparing me to you and analyzing what I do, like stunning. Oh, that's awesome to hear, Emil. Yeah, I think that's one of the things with many people is that many drivers is that they don't believe that they are the problem. You get me? Like, they'll blame everything else, like as we say here in Ireland, they'll blame everything else under the sun and not themselves. And that's literally like the worst mistake as a driver you can make. Like, it's like the worst mistake you can make as a driver. Because you're literally blaming your tools, or you're blaming the game, or you're blaming your steering equipment. When in AC, it's like 99% driver and like 1% everything else. Like, if you're an amazing driver and you have a shit setup, you'll still do pretty good. You might not be as quick as other people, but you'll still do pretty good. But if you know, yeah, I just think as a driver or as a person, if you're willing to say, right, okay, I need to improve, what do I need to do? Yeah, dude, you've literally, yeah, you're almost halfway there to figuring out. Because, like, you know, you're way further than a lot of people that are too busy, stuck up with themselves saying, look, I'm not the problem, I can do this. You know? But yeah, no, I definitely think there's like a mental game. Some people, like, they have absolutely no confidence, they're very hard on themselves and they take that to heart. But I do believe that the best way to overcome something that you're struggling with is to literally sit down, understand that you're making a mistake somewhere, and like put in the time to figure it out. That was not a bad backwards injury, guys. What do you think? Will the T300RS be good enough to get to VDC level? Yep, 100% zip. The T300, like, I used to use the T300 years ago. Or not years ago, fuck's sake, what am I on about, guys? I used the T300 up until... What month was it, guys? When did I get this wheel? Was it in January? Did I get this wheel in January, guys? Or was it December? Must have been December. So I used my T300 for 4 months between, was it May and like August or September or something? And then I got this guy. And the T300 like is currently 2nd place in VDC, it's 3rd place in VDC, it's 4th place in VDC, it's 5th place in VDC, it's 6th place in VDC. Like, I think in the top 10 there is like, what, 8 Thrustmaster T300 guys? Is that right? Pretty much. I know Mystified, you're on the TX, but that's the same thing, right? Yeah, Exip, if you do exclamation point Discord, I have a channel that has T300RS settings. I will update it though, because I think there might be, depending if you have a big steering wheel, like a steering wheel like this guy, big rim or not. TX in the top 10. Yeah, but how many like Thrustmaster TX/T300s are in the top 10? I think there's like 8, right? Lycan XXR with the follow. Thank you, Lycan. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, man. Glad you enjoyed, dude. Thank you, appreciate it. Who else we got? We got Big Bowser with the follow as well. Got Hayward with the follow, and Ninja Works. I think I might have called you guys out already. You use the regular T300 rim wheel. Okay. Yeah, those settings will be fine, but I do think you probably want to run zero damper in Content Manager settings. Dude, I need to get the T300 out again and do a setup video with it. Right, yo, let's do some more driving. What time are we at? We're at 1 hour 40 minutes. Yo, Twitch subs, what do you think of the badges? The new updated, like, sub badges. Oh shit. I think I need to adjust the gearing, but I'll probably do that tomorrow, honestly. Car feels pretty decent right now, actually. Oh, Steven's in Australia, so his ping is a little high. It's actually, despite Steven being in Australia, right, in front of us here, he's actually quite stable with the ping. You can kind of trust it. I don't know what is better, Fanatec CSL or V2.5? The V2.5 would be better, William. The CSL is a great steering wheel, mind you. It's probably an upgrade over the Thrustmaster T300, but I'm not 100% sure if it's like, I don't know what I sell the T300 to get one, if that's what I'm saying. If that's what I'm kind of mean. Oh fuck! Oopsie! Oh shit! In terms of the V2.5, so I've driven both of them quite close together actually, and the V2.5 was definitely nicer to use, I would say. But the problem is, guys, like the CSL and 2.5, they're a little bit harder to set up than the Thrustmasters, in my opinion. I said a video for pro cars with the T300 would be dope. Oh, we've gone into overtime with the server. What do you do for a living? Is drifting your job? No, Arthur, I'm a software developer. I work for a company called Dell. I'm sure you guys might have heard of it. Anyone know how to get more speed on the wheel? Like, should I put less damper or anything? So, Kapow, this is how I look at it. In it, instead of Corsair content, let's just look at it, right? Let's just back out here. Because, I mean, you guys are just seeing my fucking car setup anyway, so what difference does it make? Let's have a look at my settings, right? So let's swap to this guy. Yeah, I haven't used this scene in a long time. So that's my S14, by the way, guys. I hope you guys like it. So this is the content manager. I'm going to go into settings here, okay? I'm going to go to access. So this is my steering wheel. Look, I have my steering wheel set up and stuff. My handbrake. Right, whatever. I think you can leave all this stuff default, right? But force feedback wise, I've my gain set to 100 and I've literally set everything else to 0. I don't even use the LUT. Like, don't use the LUT. Only use LUT for Logitech. Don't use it for anything else. There's no need. As you can see here, I've set my direct drive to have a 0 damper, okay? And for the Thrustmaster T300, for the Thrustmaster T300, it's pretty much the same thing. You literally want to have 0 damper on the Thrustmaster T300. Now, if you have a big steering wheel on your Thrustmaster T300, you'll probably want to run 100% damper, because like the steering wheel will be too light. You can set it to 0 for damper gain on the Thrustmaster, and you can enable that by doing that. Everything else though, like I don't run any effects. Honestly, dude, like if you're driving a car and you put a wheel into the curb, you're not going to get a weird vibration. You know, you kind of get that vibration through the steering wheel anyway. Like slip effect, road effect, don't like any of that stuff. But yeah, gain 100%. Minimum force for you guys with the Thrustmasters, you could set that up. That actually is a nice feature. You can set it for a couple of %, and it just essentially means that when your steering has no load, like so if you're, let's say you go to initiate and, I don't know, let's just say your wheel is not transmitting a lot of force feedback forces, you can set it to minimum force so that you also always have that kind of baseline, so that it's a little bit more heavier or feel or whatever. Someone asked about CSP settings. Custom share dispatch. FFB tweaks. I literally run nothing. I just mark first and strut FFB adjustment. which kind of works with the VDC stuff like Sylvia's and all that. And you can disable that, and I don't run anything else. I don't like gyro. Like going back to here, I don't like gyro. I never liked this effect. I think it sucked. Personally, my steering I set up to be as like power steering like as possible. Yeah. 900 degrees is fine, exit. Software developer, what's your daily tech stack, Alan? Right now it's Python, but I'm currently changing teams. So, yeah, we work in a lot of different, mostly TypeScript and other bits and pieces. I probably shouldn't go into too much detail. I work from home. Yeah, I do. I'm lucky that I can work from home. Currently these times, yeah. Work from home is nice at the moment. Alright, let's join this again. Face cam. Boo. Oh, guys, look. Get your t-shirts. Exclamation point merch. March. Check it out. We've got stuff. We've got free shipping on stickers. So if you want to buy a sticker, you can buy a sticker and we'll ship it to you for free. Check it out. Heinze.com. Do it. Do it. I gotta make the money, guys. Even though I say I don't want to make money. Such a hypocrite, Alan. No, I'm not. What are you on about? Anyway. Should I try and drive the car with no steering wheel, guys? Let's go. Oh. Oh, it's impossible to turn. Never mind. Okay, let's not do that. I wonder, could we do something? No, probably not a good idea. Misano, I haven't driven it yet, Craig. Like, I try not to drive stuff like too early. Except crowd with the follow, thank you, man. Roditor as well with the follow as well. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the channel. Oh, hello, Brandon. Let's go. Let's go, Brandon. Falali, it's very, very fast. Oh. Why do I keep hitting that Ferrari so easily on the rear bumper? What's happening? Brendan, how are you doing, man? Buy a stick as a wheel like an F1 rim. Dude, that'd be funny. Is that JSA Ueno? No, that's Brandon Patrick. He's JSA. Yeah, it's Ueno. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were like on about Nando. Oh, angle up there near the end of the zone. That's not the good thing to do. Okay, nice transition, Alan. High five. 900 degrees and F1 rim sounds painful. Dude. Oh, your car is a vertical collider. I was wondering, is your like It shouldn't be that bad though. Surely you should have a bit more, I mean, of course it's probably, yeah. Probably depends on the crash bar you have on the back of it, but you need to like change that collider. Because that, dude, it's gonna kill you sometime. I mean, it's probably an advantage to you right now because, okay, I think the server just died, did it? Or something just died. Or did I just die? Oh, fuck. Okay, I just messed up. Rig up some bike handles to the steering wheel. Dude, that'd be fun. Like a quad. Would that work the same? No, it wouldn't work the same, would it? New track VDC. No, this is, oh, this is Driftmasters, man. Raw. What? What's it say on the side of it? Raw. Something. I can't read it. I'm too busy trying to read the door of what Live Fast is driving that I'm not really paying attention to driving. Driving. Oh, really? How did that skin get allowed into the Driftmasters? And the fact that Alana knows what it is too. Alana, typical. She literally knows every type of fucking drug out there. Not that it's a drug, but yeah, anyway. Hi. Don't take drugs, kids. Dude, I think we have the lead line nailed. We just need to fucking figure out the chase with speed and stuff. Oh, who's beside me? I didn't pay attention. Oh, it's the Stephen. Oh, Stephen at the 13. Oh, he's fast through the start line. I should probably stop dipping wheels onto the curb and go with a more tame entry. Everyone ban Alana. I mean, the amount of you guys talking about all of this stuff right now, I'm confused. Okay. It's just the owner of Raw giving tips and tricks and such, but he's like a ShamWow guy of rolling papers. Guys, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You're like talking about like stuff I have no idea. Oh, the server is dead. Oh no, it's not. Public track, maybe after this weekend, Scott. You sound German or Dutch? No, I'm Irish. Hey man! Oh, that's American. Oh yeah, hot cut German style, man. Oh, that kind of went a bit Jamaican. I could do a German accent, kinda. Not the stereotype German accent, but I can kinda do one. The most un-Irish accent ever. Well lad, what's the fucking crack, man? Show me, man, I smoked a woof woof, man, innit? Oh lads, I'm on a different planet at the moment. Never heard an Irish person ever say innit. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, I think I've been watching too much no pixel stuff. All the different accents and shit. Pants is from Sweden. Ja. Ich bin Hans. Oh ja, my name is my Name ist Hans and I'm a hardcore German freestyler. Boots and Katzen, Boots and Katzen. Fuck's sake. I'm so confused. Oh, dude, yeah, I was wobbling my steering wheel like nuts. I decided halfway during that run to just like do the most random shit as I possibly could. I don't know why. I wasn't even paying attention if you were chasing me or not. I think that guy was going off the track anyway. I wonder, like, could we do the most fucked up run ever? Let me do a lead run here where I do the most messed up shit ever. Hope these don't follow me. Don't follow me, Taffa. Let's try to do this type of entry. That works. Not really. This is like Forza drifting, you know? Forza drifting with the steering wheel. Controller drivers. DD controller. Intentional. Let's try that again. Looks like my drifting. Really? Do a run backwards, like in reverse? Yeah, the angle adjustment there, like mid-corner. Not a good thing to do. Losing a lot of speed there as well. Controller driver cosplay by IRL Pro with DD Wheel 2021. Dude, I think that's a market that we need to exploit, guys. Direct drive gaming controllers. I think it could take over the FPS shooter by storm, you know? You could do like quicker 360 no scopes, you know? Double tapping Y will become much quicker and much more efficient. You want to drive what Live Fast is with your car? Why would Live Fast do that? Hang on, let's go find them. And he left. DD 180 degree. Can we see 360? I don't really like doing 360s because I think they're not that hard. I think backwards entries are harder than 360 entries, honestly. We'll try to do something though. But we have Brandon chasing us, so I don't know if he's going to expect it or what. Oh, he just tried doing a backwards entry. I think that's a Ferrari problem. Can't really do backwards entries with that Ferrari. Ferrari! Hang on, we'll do 360 right here. Ready? Not really a great one, honestly. We'll try another one here. I think this will be much harder though, because we're going uphill. 720 to backwards. Hang on, let's try that. I need to go much quicker, don't I? Okay, it didn't really work. Okay, whatever. We'll give up on that. I don't think it's really possible to do 720 to backwards with this track layout. It's so clean. They're kind of, yeah, they're clean, but they're not that, like, you couldn't really continue driving afterwards, you know? No, dude, that was a sick run. You were joking. Is this even considered practice anymore? Not really. I'm kind of at the point where I'm kind of done with practice, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just driving. I'll probably do my practicing tomorrow. To be honest, the type of practice that I want to do right now is just trying different car setup stuff, you know? And trying to see, can I get the car to be better in certain places? So that's the type of practice that I probably would start doing next. So like when it comes to practicing for competition events, there is the practicing of trying to figure out the track layout and doing it correctly. And then getting the car set up to be able to do the track layout easier. And then the last half of my practice sessions are generally trying to get the car quicker in certain areas that I feel that it's slow in. That's a really nice initiation. Pretty decent run so far. But a bit too much angle there. Kind of make it work, but kind of, yeah, had to do a lot more of massaging out with the left foot brake than what I would have liked. Do you adjust the car for different tracks? Yeah, pretty much. Oh, but Lana, that's boring. Honestly, the only time I drift in AC, guys, nowadays is for when I'm streaming or when I'm competing. I don't actually like hop onto it just to have fun anymore, because I don't know why, but like, I don't know. If I was to do some fun, I would probably do like BeamNG or like ACC or something, or maybe even iRacing. That's kind of like my fun sim racing stuff now. Everything else is, yeah. Actually kind of hard to get back on the door after that transition. I'm boring. Well, you're boring, bitch. Oh my god. How many degrees of rotation do you use? I'm running 900, man. I don't think 1080 is that good with the T300. I think it's actually it doesn't feel as good. It scales weirdly on the Thrustmaster for some reason. Running a big rotation. I don't know if it's an AC thing, but I'm pretty sure people experience the same with the Fanatec too. Why am I getting stutters? Hello, game. Bro, iRacing is fun. Yeah, dude, I love racing. If I wasn't doing drifting, I'd probably be a race car driver, honestly. I would do either... If drifting wasn't as accessible and as fun, or, you know, as accessible for me, or let's say drifting wasn't an actual sport, let's say drifting never took off any more than just fun, or just doing donuts or whatever, I would probably be doing either Rallycross or GT3 right now. That's what I would like to think I'd be doing. Yeah, I know, dude, I like my racing. I just don't do it as much, I suppose. So because you're so good in game, could you be this good in real life? I do compete in real life already, man, if that's what you're kind of asking. Have I tried 1080? Yeah, I've tried... hang on, I can set it up right now. I've tried 1080, I've tried like 1400, I think. Like the real life Sylvia would be like 1400 degrees, but it's definitely more competitive to use a shorter ratio steering in sim competition. Hang on, let's set it up right now. 1 second. Let me turn the rotation up. So like, okay, so you guys can now see, right? Steering with a straight. Okay, that's 900 degrees. That's 450 to the left, 450 to the right. You tried 3000. My steering wheel can't go up to 3000. It can go up to 1600 is the most. So this is now set to 1600. Ready? That's 900. All right, we've got 800 to the left and 800 to the right. Okay. So let's try drift with this. I think I've done this before. I don't really feel good with people chasing me, honestly, because I don't think they really understand what I'm doing. But look how like vague it is. No. No. Honestly, I don't think AC likes bigger rotation. Let's go 1080. Right, we're on set to 1080 right now. I don't really think you have to set AC to run that setting, honestly. It's just the difficult part is the fact that the steering wheel is in a different place to what you're used to, right? Oh my god, okay, that almighty snap. It's not, you could get used to it, but I just think that running 900 is that bit easier. Or maybe it's just because I'm used to it. Maybe I'd actually have to set AC to be to 900 or to 1080 as well to make it scale correctly. Anyway, let's turn that thing off. That should be set to 900 now. How much that wheel does it cost? I think it costs like $700. Oh, brilliant! I broke the car. I think it costs like $700, but I won this steering wheel. I didn't actually pay for it. Yeah, no, Craig, I do believe it does help. I think it actually works much better. I think that's the best way to set up a steering wheel. So if you want to run like 1200 degrees, you'd be better off setting your car INI to 1200 degrees, or you know what I'm saying, like 600 either side. Because I feel like that's why I used to run 1080 degrees with my T300RS on AC years ago, and it always scaled weirdly with the force feedback. It always felt like it was never connected correctly. And then I started running 900 and it felt much better. And I actually wonder, is it due to the car INI of that particular car not being set up for 900 degrees? I think it makes sense that way. Thank you, Inferno. I hope you're doing good, man. I don't think this track suits Sylvia's, if I'm honest. I think this track suits the longer wheelbase, like the Ferrari, this GTR in front of me, a bit better, and the BMW a bit better. I think this track is more of a forward grip track rather than side grip, you know. Car kind of wobbles a lot at the rear. What are we at? Right, 11 o'clock. Okay, guys, that's the last run of the night. I'm gonna bounce off. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. With some good runs tonight, guys. I'll probably do a lot more runs tomorrow by myself in the morning. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream anyway. Yeah, we've got Drift Masters tomorrow, guys. Make sure to check out the stream starting at 5:30 PM GMT. There we go. Camera. Nah, it's 11:10 right now in Ireland. Yeah, and then next week again, back on the grind again for VDC, leading the championship and that, so it's important we do good in VDC, but Tomorrow we've got Drift Masters. So hopefully, yeah, we can carry the momentum on for the last couple of weeks and that. Also, make sure, check out Heinze.com, get some merch if you don't mind. Stickers are free postage right now, free shipping on stickers. Yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. We'll be back again next week, Wednesday and Friday, starting at 8:30 PM GMT. That's when we stream. Well, we try to stream at those times. Dude, for this week, when it comes to streaming, it has been disastrous. Make sure to check out the socials. Alana will be posting the thing there in chat. Thank you, Alana. Everyone, clap for Alana for posting the socials. Or you can ban her if you want. You can ban Alana if you've got the channel points to do it. Guys, we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching the stream. Like I said, we will be back. Check us out on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Dude, I've said that so quickly. That's the best time I've ever... That's the best... how do I say this? My head is fucked right now. That's the best time I've ever called out the socials that way. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Thanks so much. See you guys next week.